Here's my Atheist Sunday sermon, folks. This should be a good one, eh? My friends, neighbors, community out there of atheists, I truly wonder where it's supposed to go. What is the grand plan for atheism? You see, there is none. It's a doesn't matter proposition for most people. It's not a part of much of anything. Science helps understand how we got here. And we put so much effort and time into studying this stuff. How people don't understand what science is trying to help us show or do or get is really hard to understand. But my biggest challenge is understanding atheists that don't get past the Bible, that don't show other folks there's other things past that book that are ultimately more important to your children and your grandkids. That's the toughest part of it. How some folks can be so short-sighted is to only look forward to their own death. That's disturbing. That's deeply disturbing. Claiming we're all flawed is bullshit. It's just trash talk. It's meaningless words. And yet, people look to that book for some kind of answer or an anti-answer. There's no answers in that book. There's only confusion. If you haven't noticed that over the decades, a good church leader will build a community, a strong, healthy community that's not afraid of what's outside its own gates, that has the internal strength to know right from wrong. If they have to reach out of their gates and claim others wrong, you know the problem. I don't have to say half of this stuff to half of the people. But for the folks that haven't voted in a long time, consider your vote. People that understand the place of science right next to faith, right next to beliefs, right next to understanding. All these words are parallelograms of sorts, and yet we go back to a Bible. Not we. I don't read the thing. I haven't fallen for that in forever. Because it's like reading The Wizard of Oz, or it's like reading, what's the one with the rabbits and the Cheshire Cats and Alice in Wonderland. The value of those stories are just as great as any of the stories, the many stories in that book. The book is old, the book is dated, it is poorly written, it is poorly interpreted. So until the gods settle on which God is right, which book is right, which preacher is correct, you would think that one would have the halo over his head, eh? So my atheist advice is to stop looking in that book. Stop looking for answers. Find out where the other real answers are that maybe you've been looking for. The answers to how you got here. It's your mom and dad. What makes it harder than that? Your mom and dad had wonderful sex and you're here. Now that you're here, we have to deal with you. Or not. You go about your life and you have a good life and you don't try to make others have a bad life. Okay, this one was too long again. Definitely religious. If you don't care for that, then fine. But if you understand science, that's why you're here. Where science is placed in our understanding, in our knowledge, in our civilization building. Because this is how you build a civilization. You understand how to make the bigger bomb than your neighbor. This is a war over natural resources. Period. People that read that book absolutely know this. Absolutely. The natural resources is the human mind. And if they can get you to be like sheep, not questioning, if you'll sit and listen to that evil in the pulpit and walk out with a smile on your face, maybe it's not healthy in that room. Just maybe. I know too many good people of faith and good beliefs founded on their faith to believe that the minorities that we're hearing screaming about their personal gods have any viability in politics, in tax law. I'm not anti communities of any sort. They need to be healthy, they need to be strong communities that have a common goal. If your community thinks the 7-Eleven store shelves come from 7-Eleven, whoa, you're weak. You are so open to bullshit. If you haven't thought past that 7-Eleven, if you've never left your neighborhood or your town, you've never seen the town below you. At least in Europe, when you change states, when you try, you enter a whole new nation with a new language. Imagine going south and not understanding a word any of the Southerners were saying. Or imagine going south and you know 7 languages because that's how you have to be able to communicate in your society. So, yeah, the EU is like the United States. It's states working together for a better common good because individually the corporations inside those states can destroy us all and don't give a shit. You can see that. You can see by the charitable gift that all these beautiful, oh, so beautiful givers give, all these foundations that are parties that cost more than they're going to give away in their good foundationing. This is the tax world we've created. This is tax law. This is our congressmen and representatives representing somebody other than the population. This is painful. I hate speaking out against others because it truly is little value. What one YouTuber, atheist, said is his opinion. And your bentitudinous about it is your opinion. Meanwhile, the fucking world is burning. Hey, sorry. Sorry. If we all rode in the same goddamn direction, we'd sure get a lot closer to wherever we're trying to go. Peace, love, merry God, happy Santa. Silent majorities. Where are we? Are we? Am I just blowing smoke?